had your 10-year anniversary a few years ago.
Yes.
There was a whole party.
There was.
And all of that. But I do know that there was actually a really hard time for you personally.
Oh.
So, how do you want to talk about it?
No, man. How'd you know?
I did my research.
Okay.
So I know that was a hard time for you personally. It was hard for you to really like take in the moment because of the other things that were going on for you.
Yes.
So looking back on it now, with like now you've had a chance to like not only shoot the documentary, but I'm sure like watch it back, and look back on that moment. Like, what was that for you now? Like, how do you look back on that moment of like reaching that 10-year milestone?
I mean, it's still hard because of my mindset during that time. Like, it was I didn't enjoy like any of that, like that whole weekend or any of that. And it's so fucked up to me because like I've been looking forward to that since 5 years of SVS. That's when I said in my mind, okay, when I get to 10 years, I want this big blowout fucking weekend and a bunch of SVS people like coming and stuff. But because of where my mind was that whole weekend, it's still so hard to like think about that stuff and like look at it. It's like I feel like I wasted a bunch of money. I feel like I wasted a bunch of time. I didn't thoroughly fucking enjoy it. I was so busy trying to make sure other people were having fun. Like I wasn't enjoying it. So it's like looking at it, I get it is a milestone, but it's not at all what I wanted and what I thought it would be. So it's like I'm steadily trying to look forward to, you know, I said I would do one at 20 years, but I feel like I'm gonna do one at 15 years to kind of make up for that 10-year one because it wasn't a good time.
Was there anything beyond what you were going through personally that made it feel like you wasted money, time, and like all that stuff, or was it just because of the headspace you were in? You just didn't really want to do it.
Yeah, no, it was straight personal. Like, because I mean, that's been SVS. I've always like sacrificed money and sacrificed time to, you know what I'm saying, do certain shit. And I've, you know, it's been worth it. You know, so I've enjoyed it. People have enjoyed themselves. And it's like, okay, yeah, this is, you know, that's just the normal. But because of the personal, like, depression I was fucking in, it was like, it was just more painful than anything to be around all of that. So it was definitely just personal. Nothing like outside of that really affected that weekend.
How did you overcome that while also having all these eyes on you and all this stuff going on? And you were still showing up as Miles,
right,
that everyone knows.
Yeah.
So how did you navigate that? And then how did you eventually overcome all of that?
Navigating it it's like I felt like I was on autopilot. Right, you know, I felt like let me just, you know, play the part. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't feel fucking good right now, but let me just try to play the part. What I did, that year, 2020 was the first year that I like tried to take a break. Like I tried, like that's when I got off of Instagram for like the first time. It was December 2020 because I just felt so fucked up. And like 2 weeks later, I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. Like I'm gonna be all right. So I came back, you know what I'm saying, for 2021 SVS season, and I still wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? I still wasn't like really all the way right. And that's when I figured, oh shit, no nigga, you really need a longer break. Like you really need to figure your shit the fuck out. But I mean, if anybody knows me, you know what I'm saying? Once I'm in the thick of it, hey, we in here now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Look, you can figure it out when you can. But right now, nigga, yeah, you got a lot of shit on your plate that you gotta figure out, and you gotta show up and do. Like I'm very much I'm still very much business oriented. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still very much I'm gonna take care of what I gotta do, no matter like what's personally going on. You know what I'm saying? It's not the healthiest thing without a doubt, but it, you know, sometimes for the you know, life is about sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do have to sacrifice certain, you know, times and certain moments to still, you know, get your business right. If I would have just took a break in the middle of an SVS season, like that just personally, because I wasn't that fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something major health concern. It wasn't, you know, I wasn't thinking suicide or nothing like that. It was just internally, I didn't feel like myself. So it was like, okay, let me just, you know, get all of this stuff down and then I can take the time. So then at the end of that year, at the end of 2021, from October to December, that's when I really figured out like what the fuck was wrong with me and really got back to myself. That's why when I came back in 2022, like it was like season of happiness. You know what I'm saying? It was a season of nigga be happy, smile, because I genuinely felt happy. That was the first time like I felt happy in like 3 years. Like I finally felt back to like myself, and I just figured, okay, make sure I never get back to that place that I was at. And so you just did the internal work, really.
Good. And how are you now?
Great. Like literally still literally great. Like I thank God for those 3 months of just sitting down and really just figuring out why I'm feeling like this. What is the causes? What's the root of everything? Okay, now how can I get rid of these causes? How can I get rid of these roots? Like what do I need to do to get over this hump and shit? And then once I figured all of that out, like I said, I just remember being in the gym and then hearing that Little Mix song, Happiness, and just being like, yo, my nigga, I'm happy. Like this is it. Like I feel fucking amazing. And really what's so wild to me is 2022 was the year of the test for me with that shit, because here I am at the start of 2022, nigga, hey, we happy, season of happiness, and it was like one of the worst years of my life. It was like one of the worst years personally and career-wise that I've ever fucking had in here. But I didn't feel depressed. Like I didn't feel like, oh no, like, oh, I feel so bad and shit. I mean, I had like, you have moments, you know what I'm saying? You're never not going to have moments and shit. But overall, I felt good. Like I still felt healthy. I still felt, my mind was in a good place. I was stable. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like, sometimes your mind can just feel like flustered and shit. Like I never felt like that. So I feel like, those last months of 2021 prepared me for 2022 to make sure my mind was good to handle what the fuck was about to come.
Speaking of that, so you went from Little Mix Happiness, I think is what it's called.
Yes.
To Tupac Hit 'Em Up.
Come on, gang.
Right?
Gang.
Though it
First off, fuck your bitch and the click you clank.
Right? Yes. So your theme song one year was Little Mix Happiness, which is a very, if you don't know the song, it's a very like upbeat pop like.
I was searching for happiness.
It's still on
I was using you to fill all my loneliness. I realized from the moment I set you free.
Yes.
I found love in me. You hear those words?
Yeah.
Like that's real shit.
Beautiful.
It's such a pop song, but like really, I found the love in me, man.
I've been trying to reach new heights, yeah.